Hello. The Boocast Synth of the Month is the Ashen Sound Machine's Hydrasynth Explorer. In 2019, the first Hydrasynth appeared. Its expressivity, thanks to its polyphonic aftertouch keyboard, had everyone going, ooh. Such a solid, full-featured, mature and well-designed synth from that great name in synth design, Ashen Sound Machines. Who are they? To take one member of the ASM team at random, Glenn Darcy, the CEO, when he worked at Arturia, was the guy who suggested they build the Mini Brute. While the original Hydrasynth wasn't too pricey, the Hydrasynth Explorer, which arrived in 2022, was a mere £549 at release, and it contained the complete Hydrasynth engine in a tiny, rucksackable form factor. Let's explore. Sorry. Thank you very much to Peter Mason of Becky for lending me his Hydrasynth Explorer. It's tiny, it's well built, it's solid. This is going to be an odd one today. I've only really touched this synth one time. And, well, I've been having a look around at some of the other reviews, and one of the main take-home messages from the other reviews I've seen of the Hydrasynth is it's intuitive. So I'm going to do an experiment. Here's the owner's manual of the Hydrasynth Explorer. It's 97 pages long. This is the English version, so it's not a bunch of different translations all the way through this. This is the whole manual in English. I'm going to eschew, is that the right word? Eschew the manual. And I'm going to see if I can make sense of this synth just from looking at what's on the front panel. And I'll do that now. So the front panel is set up in an interesting way. So the top left is the arpeggiator, all the modes associated with the arpeggiator, the octave division, swing, etc., whether you latch it, triplets or whatever. So that's the first thing you see. The next thing is the filter controls just below it. And this is operated by your left hand. In many ways, this is unusual because often you see the filter on the right-hand side because synthesizer design will follow a flow chart. You get the oscillators here, the modulators, and then the envelopes sort of running in a straight line. But here, they're over here, in the middle, we have main systems. The first thing I've been doing is I've been looking at the presets, and there are an awful lot of presets. I mean, if you just scroll through, interestingly named presets as well. So let's just go here. So there's a lot of references to things. Computer Worlds, Pleasure Dome, Mart's PPG, which is... You can tell me who you think that refers to. Expander slow string, synclavier bass. So a lot of these presets are referencing other instruments, bands, and artists. So it's a sort of playful naming convention going on here. Also, as you turn the knob, it changes colour. I haven't worked out what the colours mean. I haven't looked at the manual. But yeah, there are loads of sounds. This brings us straight to this part of the synth, and it's the fact that this is a custom-built Polytouch keyboard. It gives poly aftertouch, which is pretty unique in this price range. Yeah, impressive. Back to the presets though. So if you press Shift, we can scroll through the banks. So the bank 1, A001 saw pressive is the first sound. So there's aftertouch working, but here's the important part. You can do it polyphonically. As you press down and dig into the keys. There's an awful lot more you can do rather than just trying to sound like a Yorkshire brass band, but it's impressive, right? Each of these banks, so this is bank A, has, let's go right to the end, each of these banks has 128 sounds in it. It's a lot of sounds, and if you shift, you can go through the banks. Has an unapologetically digital feel to it. It's got a lot of those clangy Fizzy, PPG choir. There you go. Another PPG reference here. Nice. Desi drop. Very good. Okay, so this is using the arpeggiator. Nice. Boards of CV. Trademark. It's like... Nice. Okay. So this is a sequence built in. So we have, okay, that's a very good place to jump off. So that's the main systems. We get to initialize, system setup, save, browse, and hit random. Generate? Oh yeah, go on then. Okay, we can randomly generate a patch. Okay, that's good. Let's do it again. Do it again. Yeah, that's the trouble with this random behavior. I wonder if you press and hold if it gives you... it doesn't really give you... Oh no, maybe it does it up there. So up here, let's move on. Master control and module select. And the orange writing's really nice. It makes it feel like, I don't know, a control panel from a civil defense unit sometime in the 1980s. Just generate that patch. Go on, do it. Do it again. Sounds digital. Looks unusual. Let's move on to this part. So here we have a lovely screen. It's actually very visible. 4 knobs and page up and down. This is the part which has been made smaller from the original Hydrasynth. The original Hydrasynth gives you access to these controls, all 4 of them, but here you just page up and down through them. We have voice. You can choose what kind of voice you have in polyphonic or mono high. Oh yes, and key priority there, unison. So stay on poly. Mod matrix. Okay, there is a mod matrix. The heart of this synth is 3 oscillators, 1, 2, 3. Oscillator 1 has mutant 1 and mutant 2. Oscillator 2 has mutant 3 and mutant 4. What the hell are mutants? Okay, I'm not looking at the manual. I've got a good idea of what they are because I've been playing with them. We've got mutants on this synth, right? Okay. Oscillator 3, which also goes into ring and noise. There's an audio mixer here. So far, so good. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 envelopes. My word. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 LFOs. Blimey. Envelope 1, envelope 2, LFO 1 and LFO 2, as you can see from these dotted lines, are hardwired into, well, envelope 1 and LFO 1 are hardwired into the filters. There are 2 filters, and envelope 2 is hardwired into the amp. And there's also in here an effects section. So this is making sense. The sound is going through, bang, and popping out at the end. We've got pre-effects, delay reverb, and then post-effects. So let's have another listen to a few of these sounds. I'm just going to go back into... give you a flavour of what kind of vibe this synth has. Sort of evolving thing there. I'm just choosing these at random. I'm just really feeling like the 90s. In fact, that is that the what is it? It sounds like the startup sound for some 90s game console or other. I can't remember which one. I mean, it's there. It's got all the... There you go, 2600 res bass. Claiming to be a 2600 Poly 6 unison bass. We seem to have landed in some basses here. We've got splits. Instant soundtrack. Cool. Like it. Okay. Can you feel it? I'm getting a vibe of a slightly gritty, slightly granulary, slightly noisy. It's not noisy, but it's reminding me of various noisy things. It's good at these kinds of things. Oh, it's a bit loud. Can you hear that sort of aliasing thing going on there? How about we dive in and try to make a sound from scratch, yeah? And see how we go. So here's how we initialize a patch. There's a very simple button there. Init. Let's do it. Initialize, initialize. And then we're given a sawtooth. First of all, let's look at the mixer. We've got the level for oscillator 1 is there. Level for oscillator 2. Oscillator 3, we can change our wave by hitting the oscillator 1 button, whoops, and here we have the wave select, so we can go to square. Now envelope 2 is automatically connected to the amp, so I'm just going to go quickly to there and give it some release. And it's measured in seconds and milliseconds. You can change it so that it's not in milliseconds, but it's in notes, half notes, quarter notes, etc. once you've got a tempo in here, which is useful. Let's just have a look through the waveform. So we've got sine, triangle, triangle saw, square, +2. And then we go into these interesting other waveforms. Synclavier, Esquire form. Masses of sonic stuff going on here. Just for the moment, let's just stay with the square. Let's dive into a mutant now. So in the mutant, we get a mode selector at the top left, and the first one is FM linear. So we go to dry wet. So I'm not sure where the modulator is. Let's go and see if it's telling us. Source, oscillator 1. Okay, so we can take the modulator from oscillator 2. Okay, so if I change the pitch of oscillator 1, we go back into the mutant. Well, we're straight into some interesting FM stuff. Quite loud. Wow. I'll come to the mod matrix in a bit, but obviously all of this can be modulated. Let's go back a page. Source oscillator 2. All right. Let us turn that back down. The next mode is wave stack. And this is basically like a unison type thing. So we got, as I bring it up, you see that's the single square wave. It's adding others which are out of phase with it. And then if we do this, I think it's doing detuning. Sounds like it. And you get all of that. It's pretty cool from just one oscillator. The next mode we have is oscillator sync. That's classic. Okay, onwards and upwards and into the next mode, pulse with original. Okay, so feedback. There we go. So we've got classic pulse with modulation. Oh, looks like it's jumping through. That sounds nice. Dry wet. So we can... that's what's happening. It's very thin. We can blend them. That's delicious. That's a really rich and creamy pulse width modulation when you've got the dry wet sort of halfway. Oh yeah. Let's just jump away from this place for a second and go to the mod matrix. So we have 5 LFOs to choose from. Let's go in there. Source 1, assign. Let's choose LFO 3. Destination. Now what was that? I've forgotten what it was. It was feedback. Right, okay, so back to the mod matrix. So mutant 1, and we want to choose feedback. Oops. I guess depth tells it how much it's going to take from LFO 3. Not terribly impressive. Let's have a look at LFO 3 and see what's going on. Maybe I've made a mistake here. Let's have a dry wet ratio. Not really kicking it as hard as I'd like it to. How do we do this? Page 2. Oh, we've got, okay, all the LFOs can be synced to BPM. Trigger sync is poly as well, or we can obviously change that. So these are good LFOs, and we can do a lot of things with them. What's going on here, though? Why is it not giving me the oomph I require? Is there another page? No. Mutant 1, feedback. See, You're probably shouting at the screen right now going, "It's that, you idiot," but I'm not allowed to look at the manual. So this is testing how easy this thing is to program, right? Everyone says it's intuitive. I'm just doing my best, right? And I'm currently stumped because I'm expecting this kind of sound. Much more rich and deep. And I'm only getting this. I've got level up full. A minus? Doesn't seem to be doing anything. Have I chosen the wrong thing? That's interesting. So there is no depth. Okay, can you hear that? So it looks like feedback back on Mutant 1. That's what I was looking for. This is labeled feedback. LFO3, turn it back up. Through the mod matrix, it's calling it depth. And that sounds more like what I was doing, but if I select what it says on the Mutant, which is feedback, I find that a little confusing. It's almost as if they've taken this parameter, feedback, it's called feedback in the Mutant, but in the mod matrix, it's called depth. Let's just say I'm not finding this entirely intuitive. I could go and look at the manual, but I'm just saying, everyone's saying, oh, it's so easy to program, it's dead obvious, and you just instantly, your fingers just fall on where it's meant to go. But I'm just finding this a little tricky. I will do my best now. See, I want to modulate that. Right, let's call it that. I'm now going to do a bit of pitch modulation. So let's give LFO4 to oscillator 1, pitch, give it a value. Just a little bit there. Okay, back to the mixer. Let's turn up oscillator 2. A pulse. Let's tune it down. While we're here, let's have a look at this LFO4. Let's have a look at the wave. So we've got sine wave, triangle, sort up, sort down, square, pulse 27%, 13%, sample and hold, noise, random. Well, let's try random. Of course, there is no such thing as truly random in a computer system. I've given myself a job. I'm going to try to make this thing sound less digital. Let's go to the filters. Let's look at this filter. So, filter 1, and I believe these run, oscillators go into the mixer, run into filter 1, and then into filter 2, and then out. There's probably ways of reconfiguring it, but to my ears, that's what it's doing right now. So, we've got several types of filter. We've got low pass ladder 12. Resonance sounds like this. Yep, 24 dB. 24 dB ladder. Sounds all right. It's interesting. I found this with the Op6. It's quite a few people have complained about the Op6 since I did the very first synth of the month on the Op6, complaining that it sounds cold and clinical and it's very difficult to make it sound musical and pleasant. And I found with the Op6, you've really got to work at it to try and put back in the little bits of dirt and grit and tuning misalignments and slight errors and slight changes, and just to humanize the thing a little bit to make it feel warmer and more pleasant, because it's easy to get that cold, clinical, glassy stuff out of it. And I'm getting the same sort of vibe from here. Because although this filter sounds good, let's turn the resonance down. Still sounding a little cold to me, but that's fine. Low pass Fat 24, yeah. Low pass gate. I guess we're being pretended to be a bit booklet-y here. Low pass MS20. Hey, I'll turn the resonance down for this, shall I? Well, where is it? High pass MS20. Now, what they should have done is put the MS20 filters on both of these, because you don't get the same selection of filters on filter 2. And then we could have had the high pass and low pass thing. Missed opportunity, guys, but hey, never mind. Band pass, low pass, band pass, high pass. And a vowel shape. The voice of God. That's filter 1. Filter 2, we get reduced selection of filters. We can control the filters from here. So that's the vowel control. We've got resonance here. And on filter 1, we have drive. Really boosts the level. It's supposed to add a little bit of extra burn into the filter. It really does boost the level, but I'm not hearing a great deal of a little bit. A little bit of smearing there. But in filter 2, we got low pass, band pass, high pass. And we also have low pass, notch, high pass. And this is the morph knob, which sweeps through. And does that remind you of any particular filter? It should do, because that's basically what the SEM filter does. Now, so we've got several of this type of filter in the house. We've got the OB6 and the Fusebox, which both have pretty good, well, the Fusebox has an excellent implementation of this particular type of filter. The filter I describe as the deliverer of a million tiny bells, as the resonance sort of creeps down the spectrum of the waveform you're having, and it's a sort of delicious sound. Let's see if we can get that on here. This morph knob is morphing between low pass and high pass, and the sweet spot for me is always sort of somewhere between notch and high pass. Turn up the resonance. Let's go into envelope 1 and give it envelope 1 amount. Let's change envelope 1, give it some decay time. That sounds pretty good to me. Gone mad with the release time. Hold on. That's nice. I wasn't expecting it to be able to do that. Let's get this into a saw. Resonance is a little bit hotter than on the SEM, the analog SEM stars, but you can. We'll bring in filter 1 again. I think that sounds quite nice. Everything is modulatable. So let's go to the mod matrix. Let's assign. We can go through envelopes are there. LFOs are there. Poly aftertouch, key track, velocity on and velocity off. So it's capturing note on information, but also note off speed, which is pretty cool. So let's use velocity on, envelope 2, attack. We've got modulatable envelope stages. And I've just attached velocity. That was pretty simple. Attached velocity to the attack time. So if I play softly, we have a soft attack. If I hit it hard, that was nice and easy. Still feeling a bit cold. Let's go into these effects here. So what have we got? Chorus. Okay. Okay, so there's a chorus. That's helped a lot. Let's have a look. Flanger. Maybe not. Rotary. Stereo phaser. What's lo-fi then? Sounds like a sort of bandpass filter. Tremolo. Wow, tremolo. EQ. All right, let's turn down the high. Turn up the low. I get the feeling you can only use one of these at a time. Let's turn up the low again. And it forgets where you set it. Let's go back to here. That's compression. And the low gain goes back to 0. So you can only have one of these at a time. Okay, fair enough. Distortion. Wow. Then we've got some delays. So let's turn that up. Basic stereo, I guess. Let's have some reverb. Nice. We got hall, room, plate, cloud. Turn the pre-delay down. Turn the wetness up. Interesting. Turn the time up. It goes to freeze. Let's turn that back down then. Brilliant. It goes up to, what's that, 20, 50, what, how many? 90 seconds, and then freeze. That's, okay, that's great. Nick Bat will be very pleased with that, being as he is a massive fan of long reverbs. All right, gorgeous. And at the end, post effects. Hello, chorus again, flanger, rotary, phaser, lo-fi, tremolo, EQ, compress, distort. Well, all the same ones as before you go in. So let's go into the mod matrix again. We'll assign, what LFO haven't we used yet? Let's just check. We haven't used LFO 5. Let's do that. Give me 5 LFOs. I will use them all. And now send it to delay, time. We're trying to get a little bit of grit into this thing. So the delay, LFO, what was it? LFO 5. Let's change that waveform to random. Let's turn the delay level up and the feedback down. Let's turn that reverb down to a more sensible level. So once you've got sound. There's a little bit of menu diving and digging in, but it is pretty intuitive. You want to change the amplifier envelope. I mean, it's that easy. You just go there, hit that, and it shows up immediately there. So this is what we've done. We've got oscillator 1, single mode, square wave, oscillator 2, single mode, saw wave, oscillator 3, a sine wave. This is not what this synth is built for, is it? And if I was trying to make a warm, synthy sort of sound, I mean, you could argue that perhaps I have succeeded. That sounded quite organic to me now as well. Going to the mod matrix, down to a free one. How many mod slots do we have? Blimey. What? 32 modulation slots. I'm surely that's enough for anybody. Anyway, so let's continue. I'm just going to assign, let's do the poly aftertouch. And let's assign it to, well, we could assign it to all oscillator pitch. Let's do that for a laugh. You can hear that's actually working. Let's attach it to amp level. With a bit of poly aftertouch for level. Sounds quite I'm feeling it's organic and it sounds clonky and a bit squeaky. There's a sound for the OB6 recently, which I'm quite proud of. Now, the OB6, I think, has a propensity towards very organic sounding sounds. A sound I made a while ago I called Junk Shop Harmonium, which has a sort of similar... That's quite nice, but that is not what this synth is really meant to do, is it? There's a big thing I've been missing here, and it's the waves. Everything off, apart from oscillator 1. And in oscillator 1, we can change it from mode single to wave scan. As we go down, we can go wave list edit. And you can choose different waves for each portion of the scan. And so I've selected 8 waveforms. And it smoothly interpolates between the waveforms I've selected. So now I assume we can go to the mod matrix, and this time we'll choose one of our envelopes. Let's choose envelope 5, oscillator 1, wave scan. Okay. Wow, everything's starting to sound like sort of medieval crumhorn type stuff. Is that my fault? Yeah, it almost certainly is. Let's go back in the mixer. Let's bring up one of those. In the mod matrix, you can modulate modulators. So I could take one LFO and use it to modulate the rate of another LFO. So that's pretty cool. There you go, I've made some kind of weird sea shanty thing. That's the Ashen Sound Machine's Hydrasynth Explorer. This was very much an experiment in what happens when you first encounter this thing. Your mileage may vary from mine. I've had a lot of fun. I definitely need more time with it. It's not quite as intuitive as everyone was saying. Although I do know, you can find your way around. It's very simple. It's like press a button and what you want turns up there. Let's randomize that sound we just made. Arguably better than the sound I just spent the best part of an hour making just now. Go rando. It's the only way. So the Ashen Sound Machine's Hydrasynth Explorer. Incredibly good value for money. There's a lot of synth here. There are countless avenues to explore. I have not explored them all. It's got a very definite quality. And the Poly Aftertouch keyboard with a bit more time and care put into the programming. It does FM as well. So, I mean, there's a lot of synth here. There's the wavetables, there's this sort of virtual analog behavior, there's all the envelopes, all the LFOs, the multiple filter models, and two of them, one of them's basically attempting to be ASM, and it seemed to do the job well. All those effects, billions of presets that are all overwritable. It's amazing, and it's tiny. You could really go exploring with it, couldn't you? Yeah, go on, take it on holiday. See what your significant other says. Good luck with that. Right, thank you for watching. Until next time, we'll see you next time, hopefully.